Hey, Cass. The space where strength meets substance and softness and survival. And we get to unpack it all. Maybe with a little side eye and some scripture and a tad bit of little cussing. Hey y'all, I missed y'all so much. I don't think the last time I recorded an episode was back in May. May have been May or June. But here we are. I'm doing a little different. I'm doing it on my computer. I'm in my bed. I'm eating my snacks, my dinner. I got a lot of things ranging here. I was gonna eat some Oreos, but I'm not gonna eat those. Anyways, I had to change up my space because it was becoming very monotonous, basically in the same space, and it was getting to like I don't want to do this. And I said I was gonna keep going. I don't know what episode we are on. Maybe 4 or 5 of season 2. We have a few more episodes. I have a few more things I want to talk about. My youngest asked, could he be in the podcast? So I think I'm going to shoot it with my kids next. It should be fun. Hopefully I don't have a visitor tonight that kind of interrupts this thing. What time is it? Now come this early. So yeah, welcome to West Mama Podcast. You guys, let me tell y'all. I got a lot of stuff we can talk about today, and we're going to unpack. And we're going to get into it, okay? This week, baby, I'm going to tell y'all one thing. It literally drained me, okay? I'm strong. I am tired. And apparently, I still got to cook dinner. And I hadn't cooked dinner in a week. And I'm probably not going to cook it today. All right. A little bit of housekeeping. Y'all know we got restmamainc.org is the website. You can go on there. There's a blog on there. There's a lot of things on there. There's a boutique on there. There's a little bit of things talking about the organization and things of that nature. Guys, we have collection 2. It is coming out. I am super duper excited about it. I'm getting a lot of traction on it and things of that nature. I'll be posting about it just a tad bit more. A few pieces. I'm not for sure if you guys can see that here, but I'll show you some pieces here that I have. Let me turn this one over. I have some pieces that you guys can see, hopefully. Anyways, if you can't see them, they will be on the website. I cannot wait until one of my samples comes back from my vendors. They have been so sweet. I have been working on a lot of things, especially purses. I'm a purse girly. I remember one Christmas, Macy's, my grandmother was still alive. Macy's had this handbag sale. It was like all these bags was 50 cents to $1. And when I tell you my grandmama racked up on them, we had a box load of bags. I probably still have a few in there from that sale because I got rid of a lot of them, and a lot of them were damaged in a fire that I had long time ago. But baby, I do have a love for purses. I have a few designers. And I just like handbags. And so I was like, let me just create something of my own. And so I created it and I wore it and it came and I designed this on my own. And I'm super excited to share it with you guys because I got a lot of traction and everybody loves it. So I am going to produce this one. This one is the Marcy bag. It's named after my cousin. And the reason why I named it the Marcy bag, one, is because she was wrongfully unalived by PITC. But thankfully we got justice. And then 2, the reason why I call it Marcy is her youngest sister, her favorite color is hunted green. And when she told me that, I was like, I gotta dedicate it to this side of my family. So this is the Marcy bag. The collection also includes a lot of things that are dedicated to very important people in my life that are still here, but some that have passed away. You know, my friend of 35 years, she's passed away, so a few pieces are going to be dedicated to her. And then also too as well, I have the Clover bracelet, which is my mom's name is actually Clover, and one bag that's dedicated to my daughter. So I'm pretty excited about that. Can't wait to share that with you guys. My legs are cramping because I've been sitting crisscross applesauce. So y'all gotta bear with me for a little bit. I'm in my bed. I love my bed, y'all. I love my room. That is one thing. And 2, the space where I do shoot the podcast at, I'm revamping it, and I haven't had time. I said I was gonna move my desk downstairs to a closet because I want to make this closet an office space right at my door. And I want to reshape this to be like something very QC, rest, relax, so it can really get the rest mama feel in here. I feel like if I could start my sanctuary in my room, and then I can be able to visualize what it'll look like outside of it. I did a little dream casting today, made me feel so good. I also had a meeting today that put me back in that little creative space that I love to be in. Vision. I'm such a creative. I'm such a visionary. I'm such an event planner. I'm such a project manager. So I had a good day today. But baby, this past week has drained me, okay? I'm tired now. That's why I'm in my bed. Because I could have shot it over there at my desk, but I was like, no, I can't do it. But here we are. Here we are. I started this one thing on my IG. Follow my IG. I haven't really shared my personal IG with y'all, but I'm going to put it here. Y'all follow my personal IG. I am kind of going to tap in just a little bit. But I started this channel. So basically, I vent, I yap, I love to talk to myself. People be like, why don't you just go live? I don't want to read the comments or anything like that or sit there and wait for people to come on. I just like to go ahead, yap, get it out the way, vent, and then move on. And so I used to do it in my close friends, but I feel like my close friends are kind of tired of the yapping session. So I was like, I want to take it public, but not too public. You know, you can join my channel. And I'm gonna be doing kind of like the same thing I used to do with my close friends. It's raw, it's unfiltered, baby. Ain't no telling what I'm gonna be in there talking about. But y'all join it. But definitely make sure you follow Rest Mama Inc. on Instagram too as well, because that's where the whole launch is gonna happen with the second launch. Y'all know 100% of the proceeds when you purchase a book. And I have the most insane announcement about that, but Nova, aka ChatGTP, told me to hold off and kind of release it when I normally release my books. So I'm pretty excited about it. But follow Rest Mama Inc. But you know, 100% of the proceeds on if you purchase a book goes back into Rest Mama. It helps a mom in need. We help mamas every day. Every day I'm assisting a mom. I'm assisting someone that is in need. 50% of the proceeds from the jewelry, the boutique, goes back into Rest Mama. So you guys, definitely you are purchasing something for a purpose. There also is going to be a purpose piece. It's dedicated to my best friend. She has 3 babies, and so there is going to be a particular piece that when you purchase that, it feeds into their college fund. So I'm pretty excited about launching all of those items. Y'all tap in there, Rest Mama Inc. But also, you can follow my IG page. Join my Unfiltered and Yap channel there. I'm trying to merge it too. So the Unfiltered and Yap is a little bit different from Rest Mama. Rest Mama is all about resting. Resetting. We got to be well for ourselves. Treat ourselves well so we can be well for others. It's about Rest Mama. Now, mama don't mean you have to be a mama, but mama basically mean it's like, hey, mama girl, like, hey, girl, you need to rest or whatever. But my purpose behind it is because I am a single mom. I cater to single moms. So that's why when you make purchases on my boutique, my website, things of that nature, or you interact or whatever with my social media, those proceeds go back into helping a mama. It is always a mom out here in need. I was at a back to school event for my job, and this lady was they were doing free haircuts, but the baby didn't go to school for like 2 weeks, and she was like, if I get his haircut now, his hair grows back so fast it won't be ready, for when he gets ready to go to school. I said, well, what do you want to do? She said, I said, what do you want to do? She said, I really want to get his haircut now because he really need a haircut, but I'm going to have to get it cut again. I said, well, how much is the haircut again? She said $15. And because someone had purchased something off of my website, I was able to give her that proceed to her to get the baby haircut. Like, I don't pocket any of the money when you purchase any of it. 50% of the jewelry boutique goes back into the organization, but the other 50% goes back into purchasing, helping y'all get y'all stuff. Okay, so I gotta pay money for this stuff to get shipped to me. But all that to say, y'all, lock in. Rest Mama website, Rest Mama Inc. RestMamaInc.org is the website. Rest Mama Inc. is Instagram. Also to as well my personal Instagram page. Y'all tap in, y'all locked in. Hopefully this year I was planning on doing a trip for about 5 mamas. I still have that in play. I'm still trying to raise those funds to get that vacation for those mamas, and I'm working out something with the other company that I'm partnering with, so that will be hopefully on announcement, but I'm only going to announce it on Rest Mama Inc. And if you also want to be involved in that drawing for the 5 mamas, definitely tap in there, because I will be doing something really soon to launch that and talk about that. Let's get into this podcast today, because we are already 10 minutes in. I didn't mean to talk that much. Y'all see, I told y'all yap. So anyway, I was on my IG channel, Unfiltered and Yap, and I put up a prompt, and it basically said, what are y'all annoyed about this week? And a few things caught my eye. A few of the prompts caught my eye. And y'all, let me tell y'all, these things are actually what I went through last week myself. It was crazy, because people that prompted this are strangers. Some are friends. But we've all going through the same thing. It's the craziest thing. And Mercury is in Gatorade right now. So I think that's the reasoning why. But I'm going to talk about it. One of the prompts said, now if I have a different race on here, y'all don't take this to heart, but this is what she said. She said, white people, God really helped me. God really got to help me. Now this one took me out, because if you follow me on my IG or anything like that, you know that my dad had a stroke, and he's in a rehab facility. And about a week and a half ago, I had to go down to the facility, because he moved back to Mississippi, because there was a white man that called him a racial slur with the ER, the hard R word, and told him something violently that he was going to do to my dad. And so, I had to pull up, because you may not have nobody to care about you, but I drove my car. I have a Tesla. It took me 7 hours to get down there, because of all the freaking charging. The total trip was like 16 hours total. No, I left here at 11 o'clock. I did not get back here to 6 a.m. the next morning. I left at 11 a.m. I didn't get back here to 6 a.m. the next morning. Because what we not finna do is do that. It's 2025 and we still... I'm not getting into it. Because it's going to make me mad. Because this thing said Jesus hold me back. But sometimes he don't even got to fix it. It just hold me. Because if you let me loose... that's gonna be it. I went out there and showed my face. It's like, you drove way down here. We ain't got time. The second prompt was these grocery prices. Yes, baby, because eggs is $7. Grapes need a payment plan, and the look of at the box of cereal was like a luxury item. I don't understand how sushi is cheaper than a box of cereal. This economy definitely isn't giving abundant life, baby. It's giving learn how to bake air, because well, be cheaper than air. Today I went to Olive Garden for a meeting, and it was $19. Tip. Groceries $500. Sick of it. Okay. Another prompt was Atlanta rain. Like, damn, like I can't even enjoy the end of summer. Baby, the way this rain has me missing sunshine is like, man, it's like the man I used to love. Nah, but for real, seasonal sadness is a real thing. Like, seasonal depression definitely is a real thing. And sometimes the little sun can shift your awareness and, like, nourish your soul. So, Atlanta has been raining. They talking about 10 days and 10 nights. This is not Noah. Okay, 40 days and 40 nights. God, dog. Seasonal depression is already around the corner. It's coming up. It's fall. And it's crazy because seasonal depression happens for me around the same time that it's my favorite time of the year. So I fight that. Like, I push through. And that's why I'm so glad it is my favorite time of the year, because if it wasn't, baby, I would be down bad. Like, I would be down bad, okay? But, baby, Atlanta literally said we're going to rain for 10 days and 10 nights. And we're going to take your sunshine away. Y'all ain't going outside no more because y'all turn up too much. Inside we go. And the last prompt said this adult kid, and baby, the biggest eye roll that I have. Like, let's talk about these grown ass babies, okay? They want independence until the Wi-Fi go out and the debit card decline. Lord knows I love mine just from the slight distance from days. I've never been an adult with an adult kid. My son is 19 years old. It is tough, and I am navigating this part of my life. Guys, lift me up in prayer. I had to go off. I went off. I did. I always apologize to my kids when I go out, but at this point, I'm not ready to apologize, because here's the thing. I've been a single mom ever since I was married to their daddy, okay? When I was married to their daddy, I was a single parent. I've raised these kids since they was born, right? So I've always been on for them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days for how many years they've been alive. I've been on. Their dad has the opportunity to not be readily available. Financially, he can show up, but physically, he's not here. So he missed a lot of things. He doesn't show up to a lot of things, a lot of milestones that they have, first days, first times, first moments. He doesn't get to experience that. He also doesn't get to experience the emotional toll that it has on them when they are emotional, when they are going through things, when they are sad. I have to deal with all that. It dumps on me. And so I went off because that oldest kid of mine is literally at a point where he just really don't know what he wants to do, and that's perfectly okay. You don't really have to have your purpose, but you got to do something. And I was like, listen, if you don't go to school or find a trade or a job, then guess what? You better go stay with your daddy. Now he can take care of you. And guess what? You're a little bit older than when I had you. It was tough raising. It was, when I say tough, not tough to the point that it was behavior issues with my kids. Because my kids are not behavioral. They don't have behavior issues. They're not disrespectful. They are great kids. They are good kids. I love and like my kids. I tell y'all that all the time. But I just think that I'm a villain right now in my son's story. That's how I feel. And until he's able to vocalize that I'm not, that's what I'm going to assume because of just how he interacts with me. And it's just crazy because I've been in your life, your whole life, and your dad has been absent for 14, 15 years of your life. And so, but then you got a chance to spend a summer with him, 60 days, and he's just the greatest of the great. And I understand I don't understand as a young man, but I do understand that the young man needs his father. And so I told him yesterday, we had a whole hour conversation where I just talked, I just vented to him. And I was like, look, I'm going to tell you right now. I said, I think the reasoning why maybe I'm a villain in your life right now is because you think that I've kept you from your father, and I have not. Your father has had every much of an opportunity to be in your life. And I kind of went into a lot of things that I talk about in my book, 7,000 Miles, shameless plug. But if you want to know what I told him, I put it in my book and I actually shared that with him. And he was looking at me like, wow, like I didn't know. And there's a lot of things that also I dealt with. And I'm going to talk about it a little bit more too as well when I get to one point in this podcast, because I do have another topic subject that I'm going to go into. But I told him about that particular situation that happened. And I'm just like, I've carried just a lot. And I think that because I don't badmouth their dad to them, that they don't have any presumptions of who he is. They just get the fun dad because he had to put on because he ain't been here. So right now I'm the villain, I feel like, in my oldest story, but that's neither here or there. We'll get through it. It's a season in his life. It will change. One day he will wake up. I'm not gonna villainize. Get it together. I'm not going to make myself the villain in the story. I'm not gonna fuss, argue. I'm not gonna be combative. You are a controller of your life and on your own destiny. Whatever you want to do, you have free will to do it, baby. So if it's going to school, you can go to school. If it's not going to school and you want to go to work, it's go to work. And if you don't want to do any of those things and you feel like you don't have any purpose in life, you can go stay with your daddy. And you are a big guy. So good luck with that. But that adult kid is crazy. I love my children. I just never... And even when I look back on the aspect of, being at one time a 19-year-old, I never got the opportunity to sit and be able to have an open floor with my parents. Like my life wasn't bad, but there are some things that I know that I've changed with me being a parent with my children. My children have open floor access until office hours are closed. When that door is closed, office hours are closed down for me. Right? But they can come to me about anything. People be like, I'm not my kids' friends. That's on you. I want to be my children's friends. My kids do know to be respectful enough that I am their mom. They don't run over me. They don't talk to me bad. They don't sass me. They don't cuss me. They don't fight me. They don't argue me. They were great kids. But also, They know that they can come to me about any and anything, that any and everything that they go through, right? And so I am my children's friends. I am their mom too. There's great balance in between those two. But I never really got that because I didn't grow up in that genre, in that era, in that generation. Your parent was your parent and your friends was your friends. You're not mixing the two. We not homies. We not, hey girl, hey. I remember when I told my mama, girl, she was like, why are you, don't call me girl. Like, I ain't your friend. And I'm grown. Like, we both grown. We sitting there having a conversation. But eventually she kind of opened up to me like, child, please. Like, girl. Um, but it didn't take up until maybe about a couple of years ago. I just started saying cuss words in front of my mom. Like, I didn't really curse in front of her. But that's just a generation that I grew up with. My kids don't cuss in front of me. I know they be cussing, but they don't cuss in front of me. Unless they be like, Mom, can I say this cuss word? And I'll be like, if it pertains to the context of what you're trying to tell me and this is what you said, then say it. Don't cut it off, because you can't tell me that you went off on somebody and you bleeped the word out. I need to hear the whole sentence of how you said it to make sure that you said it right. Okay? And make sure that you use that word in great context. that's how me and my kids are. But being a parent and an adult kid, baby, this is crazy. Like, it's intense. Friend said we were supposed to go out tonight. I said hollering. This is 10 o'clock. I mean, we can go, but damn, baby, I done took my bra off. Back to the podcast. Back to the podcast. All right. Okay. So, from this Facebook post I read earlier, so me and my friend, the one that just asked we were supposed to go out tonight, me and my friend, we had this conversation, and I told her, before I read the post, my conversation goes like this. Like, I'm just so tired of putting on. Like, I just want to be in my soft era. I talk about this Lasora era, this soft era, this, having a soft girl life. I'm really about that because, baby, I done hustled and bustled and struggled and survived my whole entire life. I'm ready to rest. I'm 41. I'll be 42 years old. I do not want to continue my life in this struggle, hustle mode. If I'm with you, I'm with you. I'm locked in. But I also want to be loved, and I also want to be able to know that I don't have to, like, struggle and put on. And so I was telling her how I always felt like growing up as a child that everybody always felt like I didn't need, like I was okay. Like, oh well, she gonna figure it out, she don't need our help. And literally I'm over here barely can freaking breathe, head above water, literally, like, right, the water is at the tip, at the bridge of my mouth right here, bro. And I think that a lot of times I'm gonna read this post that somebody posted, because it was after the fact that I had my conversation with my friend about, I'm just so tired of being that person. Even with my kids, I said, I'm so tired of being y'all superwoman. Like, damn, I'm a person. I'm a human too. I deserve grace. I deserve softness. Y'all live a great soft life here. My kids don't have to work. They don't have to worry about working. They don't have to go out and say, oh, I need to go do X, Y, Z because I want to buy. They come ask me, can they have, and it happens. It might not happen in that moment, but it's going to happen. I'm going to figure out a way. So, but I've always been like that. It's always the purpose of being like that. And going back to the adult kid, that was one of the things. It was because something needs to happen for Cam's school. And I had been begging and begging and begging him and his dad to figure it out the whole summer. I said, I do not want this to be falling on my lap at the last minute. I have a lot that I got going on that I'm trying to do. And I don't want this added stress, this added bill to be piled up on me, because I know you. And sure enough, nothing happened. That's what made me go off. They didn't do what they were supposed to do, or half-ass did what they were supposed to do. And I went to slap off. And it's because one time before, there was a particular bill that needed to be paid for Cam for school last year. And I said, well, I got half. What you putting on it, sir? He said, this is words that come out his mouth. Tell your mama I ain't got it, and she gonna have to figure it out. Tell your mama I ain't got it, and she gonna have to figure it out. And as he's telling me this, he's standing there like, so Mom, what are you going to do? And because it was such a dire thing, I had to figure it out. And so that has been my whole entire life, is she'll figure it out. Not worrying about the stress that it's gonna take on me, not worrying about what I gotta sacrifice in order to get it done, not worrying about what I had to do to get this shit done. What consequence can come from me getting this shit done? You don't care about that. You just need to figure it out. And so the post read, one day my mother casually said, "We never worry about you. You always knew how to take care of yourself." And it broke something quietly inside of me. Because what sounds like pride also feels like loneliness. It means no one ever really looked too closely. No one wondered if the strong one was tired. It means I learned to carry the weight so well that no one thought to help me sit it down. And maybe that's the silent cost of being capable. You stop being seen as someone who also needs softness. You become the safe place for everyone, but never quite have one of your own. And in that moment, I realized strength had been my survival, but it also had been my isolation. Because, candidly enough, I don't get help. I mean, I kind of do now, but I don't get help. The other day, the kids started school, and T was here. He's coming out the restroom. He said, "Damn, babe, you got here late. Do you need?" I said, "Yes." He said, "I couldn't even get my sentence out. You talking about?" Yes. He was like, "What I was about to say. Do I need help dropping them off to school?" Yes. I'm tired. And it's not like a tired of, well, I'm tired of exhaustion, but it's not like a tired of, I just don't know where to turn or where to go. I do, but I don't have the opportunity to feed into what I need to do, what my purpose is, because I'm always doing other shit for everybody else. Always trying to figure out everybody else's issues, everybody else's problems, everybody else's thing, or whatever they got going on. But never, no one ever sits and say, "Do you need?" And when he said that, I was like, kids start school. They dad ain't called and asked did they have a pencil. That man went and bought shoes and a book and bought in here book bag full of school supplies. Having someone to stand in a space to say, "I see that you wear 1,001 hats. You don't see what I see. You go, go, go. Non-stop." Even this morning, he was like, "You ain't got to jump up when I get ready to leave." I was like, "But I got to go somewhere. I got something to do." He was like, "Oh, you need to lay down and rest." No, it's lonely when you're the only one being, the loneliness comes with being the one everyone leans on. Because as you're leaning on me, you're leaning on me, you're leaning on me, I have no one let me rephrase, I'm always the go-to person, the strong friend, the capable mama. I'm the superwoman. I told my kids, I don't want to be y'all superwoman anymore. I'm human. You have to give me grace. That it's not the fact that you can't ask for anything. There are things that you want and things that you need, But give me grace. Don't automatically assume that I'm going to figure everything out. When you got another capable parent that can do the same thing, you know? It's just tough. The other day I got a phone call from his baby mama. I'm just as real unfiltered and raw, y'all here. And it's not like I haven't had a conversation with her. But we conversated for almost like an hour or two. It was a long time, baby. Because it was from the time that I was dropping off Soraya. It was so much traffic, dropping her off, and then coming back, and then still talking to her for a while. And in that moment, there was a question that she asked about the baby wanting to meet her dad, which is my ex-husband. And at first I was like, well, why haven't you reached out to him? I mean, he owns social media. But for her, the baby mama, she's still angry and she's still mad about the situation. The the baby wants to meet her dad, and I think that the both of them want me to make the exchange. And she said, she was like, I wouldn't even talk to me. You've been so nice. You're so nice. She said, I'm more angry or more madder. She's like, this situation definitely didn't turn me for the good. She's like, but for you, I just don't understand how you are just so nice and you're sitting here talking to me. Baby, I ain't got no beef with that baby. I really ain't got no beef with you. You didn't cause my divorce. It was gonna happen anyways. But even in that moment, that she can call me and be like, "Could you help?" Like I feel like I'm always the go-to person, and I think that's a good thing in a sense because of the talent that I had, and I'm not knocking it. I don't ever want to be the go-to person for people. I just want people to see that sometimes maybe what Agatha, what do you need? And so when my man asked me that and said, "Do you need?" and he didn't finish the sentence, and I said yes, he was laughing because he was like, "Dang, baby, you didn't even let me finish the sentence." I've been to a point to where I've been burned out from being applauded for surviving. Not healing, not resting, just surviving. That, oh my God, you do it all. See you, it doesn't look like you struggle and things of that nature. And I am very candid with my close friends. I'm very candid with how I feel and my emotions and that, so they can understand and they can know, because if something happens to me, you need to know that, okay, she was going through this. But I don't try to wear what I go through, if that makes sense. You know the term, you don't look like what you've been through. I try not to wear it because, one, what's the purpose? Two, you keep complaining about it, complaining about an issue, complaining about this, complaining about that, and you ain't solving it. All you doing is complaining, 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 complaining. I had a call with a client yesterday about, she was complaining about her life is not right and she needed help, she needed help, she needed help. And I was like, girl, you can help yourself. No one's coming to save you. I'm sorry, I'm there, I support you, I love you dearly, but if ain't nobody coming to save me, baby, there's no one that's coming to save you. What are you going to do about changing your situation? Like, you just sitting here crying all day, every day, talking about, I need help, and you're not getting up and making no moves on doing nothing. And I realized that I can't do that in a sense. I can't sit here. I used to cry. When I tell you, cry in that closet, oh my God, I used to cry so much. I used to cry so much. Baby, I used to cry every day. I would be scrolling on Instagram and I would just cry. Why I can't get married? Why I'm not in a relationship? Why I don't have a happy person? Why? When am I gonna find my person? Why am I struggling? Why am I financially unstable? Why do I don't have this? Why I don't have that? Why I don't look this way? You know, I feel like I'm just not perfect in anybody's eyes. I'm not enough because I was told that way. I'll never have anybody that'll love me with 3 kids or want to marry me or want to be with me and 3 kids. Why do I feel like I'm being put up if I am talking to somebody? Why aren't they wanting to, voice who I am to other people or share me? I'm a great person. I'm this and that and the third. And if you keep complaining and ain't doing, then what? You know? I hold on, y'all. Too early, but and when I say too early, he be out working. It's too early. If he come home this early, I mean he ain't got no work. Just because I carry it well doesn't mean that it's not heavy. Strength helped me to survive, but softness is gonna help me to live. Like, just because I'm around here and I can get my hair done and my nails done and things of that nature, I got my lashes and all this on, and I'm not sitting here crying on social media like most people would do if they went through any and everything that I went through. Don't mean that it ain't heavy. A pound of heavy and a pound of rocks is the same weight. A pound of heavy feathers and a pound of rocks is the same weight. They're both a pound. Just because it's a feather and a rock don't mean anything. The masses are different. The elements are different, but it's a pound of feathers and a pound of rocks. They're still the same weight. It's still heavy. Yeah, I'm sorry. My ADHD is kicking in. Y'all see my braids? My brother, she's doing so good. I'm trying to keep them in until September. We're gonna see. Cause they really is, my nerves. They're really long. And they're so heavy. Like, they're so heavy. I can't put it up in a ponytail because it's so much hair. But, yeah, I mean, what happens when the strong one needs softness? Like, who sees you? It's gonna be a long podcast because I'm not even halfway done, y'all. Y'all just gonna have to rock with me because I ain't been on here in a while. But that burnt out from being applauded for surviving is crazy to me because in one retrospect, you want to look like you are the superwoman, the superhuman that has everything figured out and doing the things and things of that nature. But eventually, you are going to burn out. If you don't burn out, your body gonna burn you out. And if that don't happen, then God gonna sit you down somewhere. Okay? Yeah. You be using God and cussing the same time? Yes, I cuss. But surviving was not meant for long term. I survived this, meaning that I was going through something. I was going through a storm. I was going through a season, and I survived it and come out of it. And then life gets better. Life is healed. Life is whole. Not I'm surviving and I'm still trying to survive. No, surviving means that you've went through something and then it's done. And now you can move on with your life. You know what I'm saying? And so being applauded for that is crazy to me because in the midst of me going through this shit that I went through, no one really said, is there anything that I could do to help you through it? And if they did say it, they didn't show up. It was just all talk. You gotta be careful when, especially you're dealing with, and even when I talk about my oldest, it's like, yeah, I know that there are some things that I can't teach you, I can't show you, and you need your father. And that also can make you sad and depressed because you don't have that. And then two, you think that if you chose that it would make me sad and upset. I said, baby, I promise you I'm not gonna be sad and upset. I'm not even upset and mad. I'm disappointed in some things, but I'll never be sad and never make you feel like anything less than. But also too, going through it, at some point you gotta come out of it. Who's to say, you're always gonna experience some sort of storm. It rained in 10 days and 10 nights here in Georgia. After that, it's hurricane season. We're going to be going through another night. There's always going to be something going on, but what are you going to do to get your softness? Are you going to speak up and say, I need to be seen. I want to be seen. I want to be heard. Here's what I've learned. And the most beautiful part of this, I will say, and I'm gonna plug him in here. I don't talk about him much. I talk about him, but I haven't really talked about him. Is my man. I will say, there are things that he does. He listens in the silence. He shows up, and there hasn't been a loudspeaker on of needing it. He taps in to things that involves me, that can help me be better so I could be better for them kids. I've never been in a relationship where the care is about me, because I know when I say relationship, like a relationship, like a partner type thing, because if I can tap into you and help you along your way, take a load off of you so you can think and be better for your people, I've done my job. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm your help me. And I can really truly say that that's what I've been receiving from my person. I'm allowed to be strong and still need support. And he's making me see that. You are allowed to be this beautiful, vibrant leader of a person but know that you can be soft with me. I told him, I said, I'm pretty sure you probably have wondered why I'm just so quiet around you. But I can be very vocal with my friend. I can kiki and be laughing or whatever. It's because when I'm with you, I can turn off. I can shut down and still feel safe and secure in knowing that my needs are still being met in my silence. Because he can meet those needs in my silence. Being capable doesn't mean carrying everything alone. That, and what I think the greatest part about he and I is we alter that for each other. What I need is totally different than what he needs. His supports and the things that he needs on his end is totally different than what I need. Case in point, he is more of a dreamer, visionary type of thing, and when he can't get it executed on his own, he needs somebody to come in to help him execute it. I'm good at that. So an idea will be presented to me, and I've spit out a 5-page dissertation on what it needs to be done step by step, because he needs to step by step, and then he takes that and completes the task. For me, I need someone to where I can just breathe with, where I can just be calm and quiet with, where I can just lean on, that I want to be around, and you could be doing your thing and I can just sit and be quiet. That being in my space requires me to not be in it alone, because that loneliness is what keeps me in the hole. And so I say that to give a kind of like, if you're listening and you're thinking like, well, give me some visuals. That's how it basically is for me. My need is very much different than for his. I don't need him to figure out the logistics of something for me, because I can do that. I'm very good at that. I'm a project manager at heart. But I don't know how to sit and be still and rest. And if he know I've been going, we're sleeping. We laying down. We not moving. Because he know that if he don't sit and lay down, then I'm not gonna sit and lay down. Does that make sense? One day we had a nap date, and so he came over. He was here the night before, but he got up really stupid early, and he was like, I gotta go to work. He's a landscaper. So I was like, okay, cool. It wasn't raining, no, it was sunny inside. It wasn't, but I said something like, he was like, what you got going on today? I said, I don't think I'm going to do anything. No, I said, I have so much to do today. I was like, but I don't think I'm going to do it, but I need to do it. Like, I have to get it done. He said, okay, give me a kiss lift. I don't think it was 30 minutes. He came back. He said, we're not doing nothing today. He took his shoes off. Bed had been made because I had made the bed up. I have a throw blanket at the foot. He took his shoes off. He laid across the bed. He said, now you get in, like, he said, you get up there. And I got where I'm sitting. And he said, now we finna lay down. And so I'm all like, okay. No phones, anything. He put his phone up. I put my phone up. I don't think I turned on the TV. I think I had the TV turned off. It was daylight, so I probably had the TV going. But we cut it off. And we literally just went to sleep. He's like, turn your little rain sounds on. We really just went to sleep. And we slept for maybe like 2-3 hours. And then he got up and he said, I'm finna go to work. And he went to work that day. But allowing me to sit and say, we're not doing nothing. You need to rest. And I know you're not going to rest. And in order for you to rest, I know only for you to sit down is if I sit down. And that is what I need sometimes. So this morning, he was like, you ain't got to jump up. You ain't got to jump up when I jump up, when I get ready to leave. You ain't got to, because for me, I'm jumping up. For me, normally, I'm probably going to get up because, oh, you got to go. I'm going to go cook your breakfast or whatever. You ain't got to get up. I know you're tired, babe. Actually do something because I had to take them to school, take the kids to school, stuck in traffic again, because the first week is always the craziest week. And then come back to the house, and I don't think I laid down but an hour. And then he got ready to get up to go for his day, and then I had to jump up because I had a meeting today. He's like, "You ain't got, why you getting up? Like, babe, you need to lay down." And I'm thinking like, I got so much to do today. I was like, but I have to go to this meeting, and I have to shoot some content, and I got something else to do today. I said, I just got to get this stuff done today. I promise you I'm going to come back and get in my bed. And I did. I came back and I got in the bed. So, like, those type of things. And then, too, for him, it's totally different. Like, me showing up in ways of figuring shit out for him. Like, I got a task list from task A to task Z, and all this shit got to be figured out today. And I can literally just say, okay, step 1, step 2, step 3, this is what we need. Check in. Okay, we done completed that task. What else do you need me to do? Okay, babe, this is what you need to do. Da da da. And that helps him because too, mind you, not only is he needing to get these things done on his task, he's still working. So he still has to go to work. He still has other businesses that he runs. And so it's like, if I can alleviate the task on his, that frees him up to do other things, which makes him happy, and that pours, that when he's in a great mood and things of that nature, that could pour back into me in the love and support that I need on my end. If that makes sense. I know it was drawn out, but I had to give a shout out to my baby because that's what he does for me. Asking for help is holy too. God literally tells us to cast down our cares and our worries at the altar to him. Do not take it up, because that is not your cross to bear. It is not anything that you need to carry. Give it to me and let me help you. He is the number one helper that we all have. That if you don't have anyone physically here on this earth, that you can cast your cares unto him, and he will take those cares, those worries, those doubts, and those fears, and take them from you so you can breathe and so you can relax and rest. And so help can be holy too. Y'all need to tap into that scripture. I don't get really churchy, but when it comes time to let you know, cast those cares into God. I don't have a sense of worry. I don't have that worry spirit anymore. That if something that's coming up that I know I need to handle, I don't worry about it. It'll get done. That will be done, Lord. And then if it ain't your will, then it ain't your will, Lord. If it ain't the door I need to walk through, it ain't the door I need to walk through, Lord. If that door is closed on me, well, I guess I didn't need to go through it. Oh, okay, well, this happened. You made a way. You made a way. I don't have to worry about anything because I've cast it. I put it at his feet, and I walked away, and I left it there. So make sure you guys do that. We always talk about journaling and things of that nature. I want you guys to journal. Start with this prompt. When was the last time you felt seen and not needed? And then we're going to get into the next episode. Before I get into the episode of with my kids, is the boundaries of no. Not today. Me and my friend, we talked about this. We talked about having a hard, drawing a line in the sand. And a lot of us don't have that line in the sand drawn with a lot of things or a lot of people in our lives. It could be people, work, job, kids, family members, or whatever. Relationships in your relationship and stuff. So I'll talk about that in my next podcast. I'm going to shoot that one probably tomorrow if I do have time. I think I'm going to have time to shoot it tomorrow. The boundaries that we practice of not today, that hard line in the sand. No, the gun line, boss. You cross over that gun line, guess what? It's going to happen. So we'll talk about that in our next podcast. I'm coming up on an hour, so I'm trying to hurry up. The Sora era, the softness challenge that we're going to do is do something this week that's just for you. No return, no ROI, just rest. You don't need to get nothing. We ain't doing nothing for nobody else. We're going to do one thing for you this week, okay? So being strong has its moments, but baby, softness is sacred too. We're all about resting mamas. We need to know that we all need to have a soft point in our life, even if it's something small. And I'm not talking about self-care. I'm going to go get my nails done and my hair done. No, I'm talking about really resting. Shutting this down, okay? And yeah, so knowing how to ask for the help, knowing how to stay firm in your softness, resting when needed, and continuing to be authentically you. Uh, get it out. Authentically you when it comes to the things that you need and you want. Okay, mamas? And until next time, I want you to be soft. I want you to be honest. And if you're tired, let that be enough. You know, the strong one deserves the rest too. We we talk. We can be strong in a lot of aspects in our lives, but not all the time. All the things in our lives. Okay. Um, and yeah, I mean that's basically all I got for y'all today. Thank y'all so much for listening to my yap session. Y'all going over there. Now the unfiltered and yap, we ain't gonna be talking about it. The rest of the little cutesy stuff. Nah, for real. I talk about that stuff over there too. But it very much is a lot of cussing over there on that. If you like the hardcore stuff, if you like to be in real stuff, there's a lot of that over there. Over here, we do kind of make sure we be a little bit demure, okay? But I love y'all. Mean it. Make good choices. Be a leader. Don't be average. Be savage. Keep Christ first. Ladies, you're beautiful. Fellas, y'all got that. You can be tired, but you also need to make sure that you rest, okay? Follow my Instagram pages here. Make sure that you tap into the website. The podcast also has a follow-up blog, so there will be a blog post about today's episode. And make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe to the platform, YouTube. If you're listening on the channels where you can find all the platform podcasts or whatever, make sure y'all like and subscribe, please. I'm trying my best. I know consistency is a key, but I'm everybody. I told somebody the other day, baby, I'm production, I'm manager, I'm admin, I'm the clerical, I'm the CEO, the CFO, the COO, the OOC, the management, the operational director. I'm everybody. I don't have anybody else. There's no team. If you see edits, if you see content, and you see those things, I do all of that. The captions, of course, I have a little help with Nova, but like I'm the copywriter. I'm everybody. I'm literally 14 people that can do this one job. So I thank you guys for having the grace with me, giving me grace in posting it. I know consistency hasn't been a thing on podcasts, but like I said, not only do I do it on here, I also do it on my IG channel now. It's called Unfiltered and Yap. You can actually go there and check me out. There's going to be a lot of more interaction on the Rest Mama page, but it's going to be some cross posting between the two. So if you're following either page, you will get both. Love y'all, mean it, make good choices, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, bye. I love y'all, mean it.